We have very high standards, environmental standards, social standards, and they must be paid.
Today, I have the pleasure to welcome in the studio Mrs. Martine Hansen, who is Minister of Agriculture, Food, Viticulture. She's Minister of Consumer Protection and Minister of Sports. Welcome.
Welcome. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy that you agreed to come. I would like to have a conversation with you specifically about agriculture and viticulture. I know a lot of people might want me to ask you a question about football, but that's not really my specialty. So I would like to start with the strategic role of agriculture. When you look at Google Maps, it's all green in Luxembourg. We have a lot of fields. So can you tell us the importance of agriculture and how is it supported in Luxembourg?
Yes, well, the role of agriculture is really of systematic importance. So think of food security, quality food, food on your plate. All of the surface of our country is agricultural land, so farmers and winemakers not only produce food, but have also shaped our beautiful green landscapes and rural heritage over centuries. Luxembourg counts roughly 2,200 producers. Most of them are family-owned, medium-sized agricultural businesses and cooperatives, as opposed to industrial agriculture. We support sustainable agriculture and viticulture through policy making, both national and on EU level, the CAP, as well as a large array of programs and subsidies enhancing production that favors quality and sustainability over quantity. So I'm proud to say that recent surveys in Luxembourg, they really have confirmed consumer trust in quality of our products, mainly meat, dairy products, cereals and grapes, thus wine and crémant.
And maybe a first remark about the fact that it's a small ecosystem. We are lucky in Luxembourg because we've got several players who are really supporting the local agriculture. I'm thinking about Cactus, I'm thinking about La Provençale, I'm thinking about Grossbusch. I might be forgetting a few, but that's a chance. I don't think that these producers are selling to Auchan, for example, as much. But one thing bothers me. I talk with some agriculture people and they tell me that the most important date of the year is in May. That's when they know how much they receive from Europe. And they say that is the whole of their business. Is this where we are? It's all depending on subsidies?
Well, a lot is depending on subsidies, but not only in Luxembourg, in the whole Europe. So we have a lot, we have very high standards, environmental standards, social standards, and they must be paid. And our production costs are really high in comparison to other countries on the other outside from the European Union. So our farmers need the subsidies, and that's why we are fighting now for a budget for our common agricultural policy.
So it's all coming from Europe, or do you have also subsidies from the local budget?
No, the big part is coming from Luxembourg.
From Luxembourg?
Yes, we have a lot of we have subsidies from Europe, and the decision are taken in Europe, but they are just co-financed. So we have to pay a lot of from our Luxembourg budget is paid to our farmers.
Which is a great investment. We all need healthy food in a plate. So, as in your quality of minister, what are your main priorities right now for agriculture and viticulture?
Well, we have a lot of priorities, but innovation is one priority. Diversification in agriculture. We have mainly dairy production, so we need some more. We recently launched a call for proposals to encourage the future construction of horticulture greenhouses to produce more vegetables and fruit. We don't have a lot. We want to push for more simplification. I think it's needed and it's also asked. We prepare now I have already said it's a new common agriculture policy, so that's, I think, our main priority. We have launched a national action plan on food, and continuously we promote our Luxembourgish agricultural products to raise awareness about food waste also. We have prepared an action plan to ensure generation renewal, because we just have an agriculture or production of food when we have enough new young farmers who want to be a farmer.
Yeah, it might be tempting for them to become public servants, for example. You get more money, you work less.
No, it's not. They really have to work a lot. I can. It's a hard job, but it's a good job. I think it's a very interesting job. And when the young farmers
mean agriculture?
Really, yes,
they work much more.
Yes,
I was talking about agriculture. You work more, but you earn less. And if you're in the public service or in the commune, I guess you do less hours, but you get much more money.
But we are working on it that they don't earn less.
Very good. Very
yes.
good. That's what we need.
Yes. We have also implemented a national plan for to support the organic farming. I think it's also very important. It's we call it action plan for biological farming. So we have 5 administrations, and they are working all a lot together with our farmers. I think that is what is very important. We have to dialogue with the farmers, and we have to take the decisions together with the farmers.
Could you detail the 5 administrations working with your ministry?
Yes, we have the Service d'économie rurale. We have the Administration des services techniques de l'agriculture. We have the Office national de remembrement. We have the Veterinary Administration, Administration luxembourgeoise vétérinaire et alimentaire. And of course, the Institute for Wineries, the Institut Vitivinicole.
Yeah, and one question, I'm passionate about the Mosel, and we know that there are 2 main types of producers. There are some who do their own wine, they produce it, they market it, they sell it, and we are looking at prices, above 10 euro for the bottle, and of course some of them go very high, good for them. And there are those who just work for the cooperative. It can be Van Mosel, it can be Bernard Massard. Are we having a clear vision? Is there a positioning? Are we trying to make Luxembourgish wine high level, or is it something you leave to families?
I think we have to leave it to the families, because they are deciding, but all our wine producers, they have the strategy to produce quality and not quantity, and that's the way we have to do it. And we have a really high quality. Perhaps we have to show it even more. I had been in Paris, I think 6 weeks ago, on the Wine Paris, and even there they say us that we really have, or they confirm us that we really have a high quality wine. And the wine sector is a difficult sector because people are drinking less. It's in whole Europe where we have difficulties. And what is good for Luxembourg, it's that our wine, the wine from Luxembourgish producers, the quantity is not declining in Luxembourg, but we have more opportunities. So perhaps we have to try to sell more.
Yeah, and here there are many things coming to my mind. The first thing, of course, is the Mosel doesn't stop at the border. So we see that there's also German wine from the Mosel, and we see that I was just interviewing 3 weeks ago Marcus Molitor, who is selling his bottles sometimes for more than 1,000 euros. So it's just 50 kilometers away. So I guess we have potential to do the same. And another thing that comes to my mind is Dry January. I mean, I see public money being invested to advertise that people should drink less, and I find we're shooting a bullet in our foot, because I think people should decide if they want to drink responsibly, and we shouldn't invest too much in trying to remove 112. What do you think about this campaign?
Well, we can say that drinking too much alcohol is not good, but
for sure.
But on the other side, everyone shall decide what he's drinking, and we even our winemakers, they drink in I do call it not too much, but when you are drinking, try to drink a high quality wine.
Exactly.
And we are producing high quality wines, so
I think so too. Everybody should be responsible, of course, for his consumption.
Yes.
So maybe a last question about the consumer, because it's also one of your responsibilities. What are the factors who are potentially driving consumer abuses?
Well, I think the whole digitalization, it's a risk. The rapid digital transformation exposes almost all consumers to new forms of vulnerability. Online markets evolve faster than people can reasonably keep up with, which makes it easier for misleading practices to slip through, whether it's incomplete information before purchase or design features like dark patterns that push people into choices they wouldn't do it otherwise make. So secondly, many markets have become increasingly complex, from financial services to mobility and even energy. This complexity makes it harder for consumers to compare offers or understand what they are really paying for, creating fertile ground for unclear pricing or opaque contract terms. And finally, some consumers face persistent or situational vulnerabilities linked to personal circumstances or specific transaction context. So these situations can significantly increase the exposure to abusive practices, and that's why targeted regulatory attention remains essential.
Yeah, and coming back to the topic from before, I think it's about the responsibility of people.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes it's very difficult. I know bgl.lu can be changed to BG1. You can really do some tricks which are very difficult to measure. So isn't it training and information the best prevention for people to be abused?
Yes, of course. You have to inform, you have to sensibilize. We had our Consumer Protection Day where we had invited someone who is checking the informational systems from, and he said, well, I can do a lot, but you have to observe, and you have to really to see and to look in detail what you are doing. And I think you can never be 200% sure that there's no anak, I will call it.
Scam.
Yes.
Maybe a last case for you. I interviewed our Prime Minister, Mr. Frieden, a year ago, and every 3 months some friends send me some scam from Facebook where you see me and him. It's lip synced, so it's not my voice, it's not saying what we said. It says something like, buy something quickly. You could think that people will see it's a fake, but maybe not everybody. How is this possible on Facebook? Can this be shut down in one click?
Yes, I really can't say it if it is possible to shut it down in one click, but it's AI, and yes. AI has a lot of opportunities, but not only good opportunities to take. So there we really have to be very careful. And well, in Facebook you can
you can signal it,
but
it doesn't remove it. I guess you need a lot of people to signal before they remove.
Yes, perhaps we have to, but we don't really have the possibilities to react directly with Facebook.
Exactly.
That's a difficulty that we have.
And that's maybe one of the challenges, and we are, as we know, under the influence of Google, Facebook. They are very far away. We are trying to regulate this, but we cannot really get in the system and block a content immediately.
No, but we still have to accept that we have a lot of opportunities, and we have to use the opportunities, and there is some risk, and I think we have to accept the risk. Otherwise, we can't use the opportunities.
It was like this a century ago, I'm pretty sure. Well, thank you very much,
Mrs.
Hansen, for your time. And I wish you a lot of success in your various ministries. We'll talk about sport another day.
Okay, thank you. So, bye.